Good morning, everyone. I am just wandering over. Let you look at my pups real quick while I check out, make sure Rumble is up and running. As it's always lagging a little behind. So I'm just making sure here. You guys can look at my pups for a minute. That is Grace, Riker, and Gemma in order from front to back. All right, we are gonna move on over here. Boom. And hello, everyone. How we doing tonight? This morning, this afternoon, whatever. Oh, wow. Welcome to LYONCAST. Running a little behind where I wanted to be, but you know what? I had stuff to do and had some research to do. Just thought I'd, thought I'd be on about an hour and a half ago. Oh boy, that's what happens when you blow a radiator hose on your car. You weren't planning on repairing, and it's a car that isn't quite real new and not as easy to find. Well, some of the parts are real easy to find, but not the radiator hose when you have a power steering cooler in the middle of it. So, But how's everybody doing? Oh, wow. What a day. What a day. The whole India-Pakistan thing is still going on, the whole kerfuffle. Let me shrink me down a little because nobody cares to be seeing me any more than they have to. But yeah, the whole India-Pakistan kerfuffle has continued and maybe even amped up a little. But you know what? I'm going to start off with a little bit about it because everybody was talking about this today. How the biggest aerial battle since like World War II happened. Ooh. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what YouTube is doing here. My YouTube is not going. Why is it not going? That was weird. Okay. But they're talking about this, big booga booga aerial battle. Biggest aerial battle dogfight since World War II. Well, you know what? I got a problem with it because one of the history's largest aerial battles just happened. Now, people were referring to it as a dogfight. If you scan through enough posts and stories, you'll see dogfight. But as you can see, here's my problem. India and Pakistan's fighter jet dogfight was one of the largest and longest in recent aviation history, CNN reports. A total of 125 fighter jets clashed for over an hour. With neither side crossing into the other's airspace. What a load of crap. Missiles exchange occurred at distances. That's not a dogfight. Anybody that thinks of dogfight traditionally thinks of aircraft going at it. Neither crossed borders. But missiles flew over 160 kilometers, so about 90 miles between them. That's not a dogfight. That's not an aerial battle. When you're not, come on. That's like saying, your wife coming home and you go, yeah, honey, I got in a fight today. Oh, yeah? Yeah. I know there's some guy, when I was at the grocery store, some guy out like 50 feet out in the lot said something to me. And so we talked back and forth. There was a fight. From 50 feet? Come on. This is stupid. This is just amping it up. And yeah, it may be a big deal. They were launching missiles. There's a whole bunch of other stuff going on over there. In fact, I was watching some of the India feeds. Not that I'm picking sides, I'm just saying they're easier to find English-speaking feeds to watch. But come on. Just don't call it a dogfight if they weren't anywhere near dogfighting space. And I know some jet flying guy may come out and go, well, we call that still a dogfight. No. We all know that most of the people in the world think of a dogfight as, Top Gun Maverick or whatever, jets going at it to each other. Flying around, trying not to get a bullet or a missile in the butt from another jet right near you. These guys were 90, 100 miles apart on each side of their own borders, just shooting missiles back and forth from distance. Come on. That's not a dogfight. Now, I will say one of the largest aerial battles, but once again, you know, when we think aerial battles, we're all going, whoa, all these guys buzzing around and dogfighting and stuff. By the way, YouTube, dogfight is not me with doggies. This is just talking about airplane battles. But you know what everybody thinks, and that's why they do this. Ooh, big aerial battle. No. This was at best a long distance kerfuffle. But there are drone attacks and missiles and everything going on over there. I was doing a lot of looking up the history on this. Thank you to a lady that was in my stream a couple days ago. We're talking about this, but I went and looked up a bunch of stuff. It seems like Pakistan and India have been going at it for a long time. As I talked about my stream before, since 1947, but it seems like every time this happens, India spanks Pakistan, and then it's over for a while. And then Pakistan starts up again, and India spanks Pakistan. Well, the thing is, the reason people are more worried in this case is because now China's involved. And also, we've already got crap going on in the Middle East, around the world. Holy jeez. I mean, we got the Russia-Ukraine thing still, which is, a lot of people are losing sight of that. They're not even thinking about it. Then we got the Israel-Gaza crap going on. And then we got this. And if you look around the world, you're going to find some others going on. But there seems to be a lot going on. But the problem with this is China is backing Pakistan. Sure, they're not saying they're getting involved yet. But, crap, China and India aren't buddies. They don't like each other very much. So you got to worry that if this starts going wrong, what if China did want to stick their nose in? Partially maybe just to make this amp up, so maybe America's got to try to step in, or I don't know, just to try to maybe cause an issue, to maybe get their own people's minds off crap going on in their own country, because it's not going good. Yeah. But I just didn't like the whole dog fight thing. Yeah, clash for over an hour, staying in their airspace. That's not clash. When you get right up on each other, that's when you've clashed, folks. Pakistan claims 5 Indian planes downed. I do know there's some people in India a little bit pissed at us, who are talking bad about America on their TV, because I guess Pakistan has some F-16s. Oh boy. So, hey, whatever. We sell. But yeah, they were a little whiny about that when I was watching. But you know what? Hey, everybody buys stuff. Everybody sells stuff. You're flying French stuff. So what? People in Pakistan are supposed to be pissed at the French. Whatever. I'm not going to get overly pissed about that. But also, I learned that China itself has a little bit of a maybe claim or issue with the Kashmir region. So, they may want to use this as a foil to get some land or something too. Now, I did see that some people in India, though, were very happy that J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio both had come out. Marco Rubio was meeting with some of the leaders about all this. But J.D. Vance came out and said, no, this isn't America's problem. And a lot of the people on the Indian TV stations were agreeing. They would be more than happy with America staying out of it. Stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, it is our problem. It's not America's problem. So, you know what? Fine. And honestly, I don't want to see us in most of them. I'm tired of any of it. How's everybody doing over on Rumble tonight? I never know if the people on the Rumble number down there is real or not, because nobody ever talks on Rumble. One time, somebody said howdy on Rumble in the chat. I do not know if the Rumble chat doesn't work. I've tried it and it works, just nobody chats on Rumble. So, or they just don't want to chat with me. I wouldn't either, so I don't blame you. Yeah, they're talking about, I just typed this up because I want to talk about it real quick, because I don't see it as a big deal. I don't see it as a dog fight when you're, 100 miles from each other. Not even getting near each other. It's not dog fighting. That's a slap fight. Come on. But wow, yeah, if you look at some of the footage and stuff over there, wow, there's been some damage, and they're stepping it up, and India they did very surgical attacks. Pakistan just hit whatever the hell. They went after civilian areas, so then India hit back again. Then the big aerial battle, supposed aerial battle happened, and when I was watching just now, it was 10:30 a.m. their time, so didn't seem to be covering anything fresh, just over what happened yesterday and last night. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm just very happy our government's come out and said so far we are staying the flip out of it. I will say, wonder what it would take to get us involved, because there'd have to be a line where we'd have to or want to get involved. I would say is if China came into it on Pakistan's side, that may be a problem, but I don't know if we'd still want to get involved, but I don't know. Let's just say somebody that was on Pakistan's or China's side. China hasn't really taken sides. I'm just saying. Maybe attacked U.S. military base, or maybe an aircraft carrier or something like that. That may draw us in, but I don't know. I think it would take a lot. I really would, and I don't think we're going to need to, because this has been going on with these guys forever. Like I said, the only thing that worries a lot of people is, well, China's involved possibly in this one. They could get involved. And these are still two nuclear-powered nations. I mean, if it goes really bad for Pakistan, let's just say they did get a little trigger happy. What if they decided to use some of their nukes? Low yield, even though their biggest is what we would consider low yield. I mean, it's still the difference of you're walking across the highways, ever getting hit by a Yugo or a Ford F-150. But still, you're still going to be... But low yield nukes, and what if they did that? And then what if India responded? Or I'll tell you what, that might bring China in, and maybe who knows else. But, I'm done talking about it. I'm going to walk away from it and just keep track. I am glad it's on the other side of the world, and I am glad our government's saying we aren't getting involved. Let's move on to some fun. Well, the left is already having a cow about this. Boy, they just think that they're just pissed. Donald Trump is just cleaning out Fox News. Trump taps Fox News. Judge Jeanine Pirro, I spelled her name wrong in my tags, by the way, as interim U.S. attorney in D.C. The 5 co-hosts exits network. Boy, they're gonna be running out of people in Fox. You know what I want? I want to see. I want this. I like Carolyn Leavitt, but I would love to see her replaced with Greg Gutfeld. Could you imagine Greg Gutfeld and press secretary? Oh my God, he would be hilarious. Or where else would Gutfeld be good at? I mean, Secretary of Education. I don't know. I really have this want for Gutfeld to be in there somewhere where he's out doing press conferences for the administration. It would be fun. I know that. And shouldn't our government be fun once in a while? I really think so. But yeah, Pirro was with Fox News Channel for 14 years. But who says she's not going to go back? This is interim, because Trump's pick has still got to go through all the confirmation and everything, his actual pick, but also some Republican rhinos are saying they don't like his pick. And from what I hear, the guy he picked, hang on a second here. Let me see if he's got it down here. Oh, come on. Oh, all right, come on. It's down. I think it's down here. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, come on. Ed Martin. There it is. Sorry, I forgot the name, but Ed Martin was Trump's pick, and some rhinos and other people are having a little bit of a cow. And not that it's that Democrats, but I think the reason why is from what a lot of people are saying, and I don't know yet. I haven't had time to do a lot more research. I'm just going by sources I kind of trust. They say that he is a very hawkish person on corruption. And there's a reason possibly that nobody wants him in there because they know he might go after any of them. Democrat, Republican, I don't care who you are, he might be going after all the corruption. And I'm not sure how many Congress people or I'm sure how many they can stand up. They can stand up to something like that if an honest person goes in there. So, woof. But that's why he's done this, because since his pick is still going to go through hearings or got time, and they're going to try to hold it up is what it sounds like. Well, every 120 days, he can appoint an interim. Just appoint. Well, he did Judge Jeanine Pirro, and if they haven't got his pick done in another 120 days, he can just pick somebody else and somebody else. I'm not sure he can pick the same person again, but he can just say, keep putting the interims in. So, okay. And I'm not sure that they don't like Ed Martin. I'm not sure Judge Jeanine's any better for these assholes, because I'll tell you what. I watch The Five. It's probably the only thing I watch regularly on Fox News. And Judge Jeanine is, man, she's a mean little bulldog, and she's got a lot of experience. It's really nice, all the experience she's got, and she just sounds like she is no nonsense. I am going by what I see on the TV, what I've read. She don't F around. She's definitely a find out type of person. So, to all you guys who are standing in the way of Trump's pick of Ed Martin, well, you may have done screwed up. But I think she's a good pick, and I want to see what she does. Hopefully she does a lot more than Pam Bondi and so far Cash Patel. So far, Cash, we still have hopes, buddy. But, let's see. I just think it's a good pick just because it's going to piss off any corrupt jackass. And if she can get her hands on them, she's going to have fun. But yeah, President Donald Trump tapped the Five co-host Judge Jeanine Pirro to be the interim U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C. I am pleased to announce that Judge Jeanine Pirro will be appointed interim United States Attorney for District of Columbia. Boy, I tell you what better of a person can you have in D.C.? The hive of scum and villainy. What movie? That's an easy one. I bet everybody get that one. Trump wrote on his social media platform Truth Social on Thursday, Jeanine is incredibly well qualified for this position. She is. And is considered one of the top district attorneys in the history of the state of New York. She's in a class by herself. Yeah, she's been a prosecutor. She's been a judge. I mean, woof. And she has a lot of experience, so I like it. I like it. Congratulations, Jeanine. Hell yeah. Pirro has left Fox News Channel, and a rotation of Fox News personalities will fill her seat on the Five until a new co-host is named. Boy, they're going to have a hard time finding somebody as good as her to be a co-host. I'm just telling you. Sorry, my mouse is acting screwy. There we go. All right. So, I like it. What do you think? Comment below. What do you think about this? Are you starting to worry I'm not the biggest Fox fan. I really am not. I watch certain people on there. I watch The Five. I think it's one of the better news shows out there anywhere. I'll watch Jesse Waters here or there, but I don't watch a lot there. I sure don't watch Hannity. I just get, I don't know, used car salesman. I get scam caller guy or something. Something about the guy, and I could be totally wrong, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they're going to start thinning Fox out of the good ones they do have? I worry. All right. Pirro served as assistant district attorney and district attorney in New York's Westchester County. Became the first woman to serve as a judge in Westchester County. I don't care, first woman, first black. I don't care any of that. I care did the person do a good job. She joined Fox News Channel in 2006, hosted Justice with Judge Jeanine for 11 years before joining The Five, which has emerged as the most watched show on cable news. It is good, and I think Gutfeld's got the #1 late night show. He even beats the NBC, ABC crap. Yeah. So that's great. Trump also announced on Truth Social that Ed Martin, who was the previous interim U.S. attorney in D.C., will be moving to the Department of Justice as its director of the Weaponization Working Group, Associate Deputy Attorney General, and Pardon Attorney. So, you guys, I can't remember which Republican congressman and Democrat ones are having a cow, but I'm not sure you made this better, because now he just moved him over here. And I'm not sure he needs you to approve him. So now instead of one person getting in there like a bulldog who does not like corruption, now you kind of got two. Nice job. In these highly important roles, Ed will make sure we finally investigate the weaponization of our government under the Biden regime. Yes. Yes, we need this. We provide much needed justice for its victims. Congratulations, Ed. I am all for both. Now, here's my problem. I really hope we need to see arrests. I think we must have arrests. We just have to. Arrests must happen. And don't get me going and saying, oh, you have to revenge and banana. No. It is about time that we go after our people and our government and politicians who break the law. When you break the law, there should be repercussions. I break the law, you break the law, Bob down the road breaks the law, whatever. We break the law, there's repercussions. Somehow when it's people in our government and politicians and stuff, oh, now suddenly we never do anything. It's proven that Hillary Clinton set up the Russia hoax. That was election interference. She had an illegal server. We can go through a lot of people. As just one example, these people never go to jail. None of this stuff comes out, never happens. We need to jail people. You jail them and you're going to send a message, hey, don't do this. You want to get rid of corruption, jail the corrupt. That is how you get rid of the corruption. You jail the people who are breaking the laws, doing corrupt shit, and guess what? It's going to clear up a little bit. Because once you start showing, oh, guess what? But now, right now, we've had decades of these people just doing corrupt crap. And it never comes back on them. So they got more and more and more brazen. Done less and less and less for you and me. More and more for themselves. Sucked money out of our system. Gave us shit laws that help that they don't have to follow, which is illegal. But you and I do. Take care of themselves. It's time to get the government back of the people, by the people, and for the people. That's that. Trump pulled Martin's nomination for U.S. Attorney in D.C. following resistance on Capitol Hill, signaling he did not have the votes to be confirmed. Yeah, because of turncoat Republicans who are doing nothing. Republicans have passed like 5 bills and only, 3 or 4 of them of any consequence the whole time of Trump's presidency. This is the problem with the Republicans. They are do-nothings. They're weak-willed willies. They do zero. You can say whatever you want about the Democrats. They can be nutty, psycho. They've totally lost touch with the American people right now. Their poll numbers are sinking even lower. They are actually now less popular than crotch rot. That is no joke. Scurvy is more popular. Tuberculosis is more popular. Illegal aliens are more popular right now in America than the Democrat Party. But you can say whatever you want about the Democrats. They get shit done. When they have power, they use it. Usually for the bad, right? For the last decade or so in this country. But they use it. Republicans get the power. Oh, God. They don't know what to do. They're ninnies. Well, I just got to make sure. No, you cover their ass. Too chicken to do anything and take a stand. Never, ever hold up to their morals that they say they have. Never. Never stand for their beliefs. It's disgusting and annoying. So, yeah. there's that to look at. So that's kind of what torpedoed Trump's nomination of Ed Martin. So, nice job, Republicans. Once again, get off your ass, start doing stuff. Codify some of this stuff into law. Trump's done. Do something. And I'm going to say, if you don't, Republicans, do start doing more shit, I will make sure my tiny little platformed butt here does everything possible to keep track of every one of you pieces of shit in there that are doing nothing, and do my best to shout out to get you primaried. Because if you do nothing, when you bitch and whine, help vote us in and we'll do something. You've got all the power right now. Do something with it or F off. All right. He wasn't getting the support from people that I thought, Trump told reporters. Yeah, you know who that is? Rhinos. Not even rhinos. Just do nothing Republicans. I call them Republicans. Can't do nothing. You know, he's done a very good job. Crime is down 25% in D.C. during this period of time. I can only lift that little phone so many times of the day, but we have somebody else. Yeah. Trump's decision to replace Martin came amid a May 20th deadline to confirm the former defense attorney and stop the Steele organizer. That's because if the Senate fails to confirm a U.S. attorney within 120 days, federal district court judges may select an interim U.S. attorney. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Republicans are getting their thumb in their ass, not approving him, and they made it dangerous. All these idiotic, illegally ruling, breaking separation of powers and breaking our Constitution, district judges in D.C. would have got to choose. Gee, what do you think they would have chose? Would have been somebody that would have been just trying to prosecute Trump for anything again. Or who would back these judges breaking laws. So Trump stood in and put somebody in there going, nope, nope, nope. So I like it. I like both moves. Trump did a good job. His staff did a good job getting away from a problem here. All I can say is, screw the Republicans. Republicans are just abysmal. So when people see my hat and think I'm a Republican, I am not. In a way, I respect the Democrats more because psycho, wrong, idiotic, evil, whatever, they still stand up and do the shit they say they're going to do. They do work and follow the things they supposedly believe in. They will get something done. Republicans do jack shit. They don't. They do not. So, yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking about that. I think Judge Janine's a good choice. Let me know what you think. I think she's a great choice. And I'm glad he dodged the bullet of letting these law-breaking moron judges appoint somebody. But I still think Trump needs to grow a pair. I don't care if he's got to borrow some of Biden's Depends because he's afraid to pee himself by doing something real. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little pissed about this. I'm tired of Trump listening to judges that, one, have no standing. These district judges cannot tell him, rule on the stuff they're ruling on. Two, they're breaking separation of powers, which is unconstitutional. All these injunctions, these blanket injunctions, are unconstitutional. Yet Trump is letting them do it. I'm going to say this right now. President Trump, best president of my lifetime, you got to say, screw you. You've got to say, enforce it. You need all of your PR people, all of the ones, everybody around you to go out and start showing everybody how unconstitutional they are, how illegal they are. You need somebody like Janine Pirro to start prosecuting them. Use the statute and show how much they're breaking the law. You ignore this. I do not know why we're having a problem with you doing this, President Trump, because Joe Biden and his handlers openly defied the Supreme Court twice. The Supreme Court ruled. Joe Biden goes on TV, goes, yeah, they told me I couldn't, but I'm going to do it anyway. They did it again. They ruled again. And then he ignored it again. That's the U.S. Supreme Court who did have standing. These people do not. But Trump is listening. So Biden No matter what, how many pairs of Depends he's wearing or pooping himself or how many brain cells he had there, Biden would stand up and say F you to the Supreme Court. Trump, so far, love you, man, but you're not saying an F you to these district court judges. You need to. If you do not get things moving better in certain areas, the Republicans are going to get slaughtered in the midterm. They will. They're going to lose badly in the election. And then you are going to end up in jail. I'm just saying. So get moving, Mr. President. Okay. Wow. Well, let me little drink of my Ghost energy drink here. I do love my Ghost, man. I am glad Anheuser-Busch at least acts like they've come a little less woke. Because Ghost is made by Anheuser-Busch. Not they're kind of really good. Ooh, that is good stuff. The Phase Pop is the one I'm drinking. From the Phase Clan gaming team. And that's a good one. Very good. All right, let's move on here. We're going to talk about this. Let me, go over to Rumble and look around. Okay. Well, this is, I'm going to have a lot to say on this. Okay. All right. Oh, I got some stuff to say on this. Over USA Today, homeowner in Virginia accused of ending teen filming a ding-dong ditch TikTok prank. A senior at Mesoponics High School in Fredericksburg died hours before his high school prom. You're going to see this kid was out at 3 or so a.m. the night before his prom. I don't know how awake he's going to be for his prom. I mean, yeah, admittedly, I'm not, high schooler anymore, but I'm not some sleepy little person. I mean, I'm up now still. I sleep 4 hours. A Virginia teenager was allegedly shot and ended by a homeowner. I only say that because YouTube gets a little weird when you're a small channel in certain words. Big channels can say it right out, but yeah. By a homeowner while filming TikTok prank videos with friends, according to authorities, and a search warrant obtained by USA Today. The Spotsylvania Sheriff's Office said officers received a call about a residential burglary in progress around 3 a.m. on May 3rd. 3 a.m., they got a call. Who called the police? The homeowner. Tyler Chase Butler, 27, a resident of Mackenzie Lane, is accused of shooting and ending 18-year-old Michael Bosworth Jr. in the incident. The teenager's friends told deputies they were filming TikTok videos of them doing ding-dong ditch prank when they were shot at, according to warrant. One, do you believe them? You're out at 3 in the morning doing this to houses. And the thing is, TikTok, you don't get a lot of views on TikTok for a simple ding-dong ditch. Hitting ding-dong and then running and going hee when somebody comes to the door because you woke them up or made them come to the door a couple times. That's not going to get you clout on TikTok. I'm going to call bullshit. I'm going to say they were up to no damn good. Butler was arrested on May 6th and charged with several crimes, including second-degree ending of a life. That is insane. You're in your house. It's 3 a.m. Somebody's effing around outside. And especially there's more than one of them. Multiple people's. What the shit? This is stupid. Don't fuck around at people's houses at 3 a.m. doing this in this day and age. Maybe back 50 years ago, could have done it. But I'm going to say I don't fully believe. I want to see what the trial comes out. I want to see what evidence comes out. Because I'm going to wonder if we're going to find this was not a simple ding-dong ditch. This is like a lot of TikToks where people actually try doors and walk into people's houses. That's a thing. It's a big deal on TikTok and in multiple countries. People try people's doors. People film themselves walking in and sitting in people's houses, even while they're awake. It is nuts. And they act like this is a prank, and the cops don't do jack shit. You walk into somebody's house, that is trespassing and a lot of times breaking and entering depending where you're at. That is insanity. Somebody's in their house with their children. Some stranger walks in. We don't know for sure that's what these guys are doing, but that's the big thing on TikTok. Ding dong ditch ain't getting nothing on TikTok. So I'm going to call, this is my personal opinion, I'm calling bullshit. I am saying these guys were doing the walk-in stuff. So yeah, Bosworth was taken to a local hospital where he, died of his injuries, police said. A second individual who police said is a juvenile was also shot and treated for minor injuries. The third person was not injured. 3 people at this man's house at 3 a.m. And I'm going to say bullshit on the ding-dong ditch. According to the search warrant, Bosworth's friends told police they were knocking on doors in the area as part of a ding-dong ditch prank they planned to upload to TikTok. Won't get you crap for views or clout. I'm going to say they're doing the walk-in stuff. They're trying doors. I'm betting that's what we're going to find out. I could be totally wrong, and I'll mention it when I am, but The long-running game involves knocking on a person's door and running away before they can answer. Not what they're going to do anymore. The teens said they were shot while running to hide after knocking on a door. They also said they weren't familiar with the neighborhood. What does that have to do with it? But this guy supposedly capped them while they're running away. That's a bad move if he did that, but I'm still gonna keep calling bull. Don't F around at somebody's house these days. There is so much going on between Antifa and political attacks and everything else. You've got to be just plain stupid to be doing that stuff now. Butler was charged with second-degree ending. Malicious wounding. Malicious? He's in his flippin' house. This is his house. Malicious? These little pricks came to his house. Malicious acts like he went after them or he was at their house. No. Shouldn't be second-degree anything. Should be manslaughter at the worst. This is dumb. And 2 counts of use of a firearm and commission of a felony. Stupid. Police said he was arraigned on May 7th and set to have a preliminary hearing on June 18th. That is crazy. I do not like this one. I just do not think so. Our thoughts are with the family. Maybe the family should have been keeping track. I mean, admit, I was a teen. I get it. But a teen in this day and age should know better than to F around with somebody's house right now. Back 20, 30, 40 years ago, that's different. But people will tell you, there's always been places you never would have played this prank. Even when my dad was a kid, there would have been places that went, nope. I grew up in the country. You didn't do a lot of ding-dong ditch out there because people would defend themselves. They didn't want to be effing around at their house at some 2, 3 a.m. Bosworth, a senior at Massaponax High School in Fredericksburg, which held its prom after his ending, in a message district shared with USA Today, Principal William Lancaster said the school is offering counseling staff for what? None of these people were there. And other support to students. What support do they need? Our thoughts are with the family during this difficult time. We've really raised some soft people. When I went to high school, we had some guys that actually ended themselves over girls. A couple others driving crazily and accidents ended themselves. And some others. But we didn't need counselors. We didn't need support. It's crazy how soft we got. Nobody ever had problems. But I'm still calling absolute BS on this. I think these guys are doing the TikTok crap where they walk into people's houses. And I'm hoping we find proof of that because, I don't know. I don't want to think that somebody lost their life because of plain old ding-dong ditch. But you do not do that in this day and age. Things have changed. And that's why I'm also calling bull that some 17, 18-year-olds did not know that in this day and age, ding-dong ditch was probably a bad idea. So, yeah. So that was the end of that. But that's that story. I'll be damned. I'll keep catching my... Hey, how's it going, Texan? But yeah, I just do not like this story. Do not fudge around and find out at somebody's house at 3 a.m. when there's 3 of you at somebody's home. Charging the poor owner of the house with malicious injuring and second degree something. You're asleep in your house. You've been a hard day at work. It's 3 a.m. Somebody's effing around at your door. You see there's 3 of them. What do? That is craziness. Too many of these damn states, lefty states, you are supposed to almost let somebody cap you off before you can do anything. It is stupid. I cannot believe my state actually has castle doctrine, because they're how left it is. But they do charge you with moiters if you do it. It's stupid. You could have a bullet hole in you from these people coming into your house, and they will still charge you. That is stupidity. So yeah, I'm not gonna read you another story on it. It's just crap. Now here's where I run into a problem. How you doing this morning, the Texan? What's going on, man? Here's the problem. There is so much it's well known. Walking into random houses, the TikTok trend. This is what they do. This is a thing, and you can find it everywhere. TikTok videos of people walking into strangers' homes is all I did. And it comes up with tons of them. This is the thing. Walking into random houses. This is Mizzy. I believe this guy's in the UK. Walked in while people's kids are in the house. Man, I'm telling you, if we got kids in the house and you walk in while my kids are up or something, no. That is no. That is no. I mean, there's tons of them. I can click on any of these things. Let's see if I can play any of them for you. Let me see here. This is stupid. I mean, listen to this crap. I believe this will come up without me having to log on to TikTok.
This TikToker filmed themselves walking into a random stranger's house.
Yeah.
So the TikToker formerly known as... This
Yeah,
TikToker filmed themselves walking into a random stranger's house. So the
Stupid.
TikToker formerly known as Secret Mizzy, and I say formerly because their account was taken down after this video, filmed...
Now, this is the guy in the UK who did a lot of it. There's multiple people in the UK. I got friends over there who said this is a huge trend over there, but it's also in America. It's everywhere. This is the shit. This is why I do not believe these guys over here were just ding-dong ditching. I haven't heard a ding-dong ditch for a long time. I'm calling bull that they were doing this. They were trying people's doors to either break in and take stuff and see if anybody was home, or they were pulling this crap right here. Walking into people's houses.
Walking into a random stranger's house. As they walked in, this woman, who I'm assuming is one of the homeowners, started to call out to her husband who was in the house. The husband then came from downstairs to talk to the TikToker.
Way too nice.
The TikToker claimed that them and their friends were looking for a study group. By the way, there was at least one young child in the house when this happened,
in the background.
so I'm sure the family was terrified. Anyways, after talking with the dad for a second, the TikToker filmed themselves further wandering these people's house.
Yeah, they keep wandering around.
Took a second to sit on their couch without any permission from the homeowners, of course.
This is crazy. I've watched the full video in the past. They are arrogant. This guy in the UK is, I'm sorry guys, you're beta over there. In America, even in a lot of lefty states, you walk around somebody's houses when their little child is there. You go sit on their couch arrogantly after somebody telling you to leave. You are gonna have a bad day. That is scary crap.
Before them and their friends eventually exited the house. Now, they did all of this as part of some weird trespassing challenge where you apparently film yourselves walking into different random people's houses. Anyway, since the video was posted, it went viral, and many people are calling out the TikToker, saying...
But this is not just... There's tons of these. Like I said, just a simple search. Look at... This is just... And I could click this and it's just thousands. This is the thing. This other guy, this homeowner is 27. This homeowner is 27. So Tyler Chase Butler here, this poor guy, he's not very old. I'm sure if I'm aware of this TikTok trend, then so is he. And this is stupid. walking into random houses. Walking into random houses. Teen TikToker. There's more and more. Walking into strangers' homes. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of it. Walking in random houses. I mean, it's a thing. That's why I do not believe that these guys were just ding-dong ditching. You know, like I said, if I'm wrong after the trial comes out, if that's all it is, then I will say it. I call bullshit. When's the last time anybody even really said the phrase ding-dong ditch anymore? So, and this one right here talks about it. Multiple people. It's all over. I use ChatGPT, just quick prompt. Pulls them up. Notable TikTok examples. Mizzy. Noah Glenn Carter video. In the U.S., TikToker Noah Glenn Carter filmed himself walking into a stranger's house, capturing the resident's surprised reaction. The video was widely shared, sparking debates about privacy and the ethics of such pranks. What ethic? What prank? It's at the best trespassing, at the worst breaking and entering, even if you're opening somebody's door without permission, it's breaking and entering in a lot of areas. 2, that is rife with assault. You are breaking a lot of rules and laws going in like that. A-Clock's prank company. And by the way, I know some of this because I was an urban explorer for decades. In urban exploring, you got to know the laws in each city, county, and state. You do that. Even if it's an abandoned building, you've got to know that. Even though I was very good at getting people's permission, I would hunt down owners. Or, and it sounds bad, if somebody had passed away, if I searched and found there was no family, but in the city, county, or wherever where they were at had never taken ownership possession, that property is actually technically unowned at that time, and there's no trespass. But we never went into people's buildings who were occupied with people actually in them or were not abandoned. And we liked things that were abandoned a long time. But I talked to a lot of owners and I actually had waivers. I would sign for them so I wouldn't, be, if I got hurt or anything, and I would always give them all my footage and pictures. They get copies. Not walking into somebody's home while they're playing with their kids on the floor and just walking in a house. Insanity. So I know what laws they are breaking. And the fact that we are talking is debating about privacy. What the fuck are you talking about privacy? Privacy? It's my home. And ethics? What? And what? Don't even call it a prank. So I do not believe these guys were ding-dong ditching. I think crap. Do I like this personality? Not so much. But that's just something else I wanted to kind of go over tonight because you don't do this shit. Don't do this shit. And this is the guy being charged. This is crap. Hey, lefties. What, you want to jail another black man? Going into his house. Come on, man. And I'm still going to stand by that. I think that's what was happening. In this case serves as a somber reminder of a seemingly harmless prank. I don't know. 20, 30 years ago would have been harmless, but ever since all these riots and all the political violence and crap going on, no. What do you think, the Texan? Do you think that they were just ding-dong ditching in this story? Or do you think, like I do, that they were trying doors and or doing the walk-in pranks? The big TikTok thing here. Oh, boy. Let me check over, make sure Rumble's still going good. Yes, it is. Okay. Ooh, what the heck happened there? Okay, that was weird. All right. Now we're going to move on. Sorry, I'm moving along a little bit tonight because got a couple things. One of the I wanted to cover a good amount. I've been really busy. I haven't, unfortunately, been able to do as many videos a day I'd like to do, or streams. So I'm trying to get some stuff done. Get some stuff off my chest. How's that? This is one. Oh, I got some stuff to say here. All right. We are over here. I'm going to close a couple of these. I've been taxing my computer pretty good. I had a crap load because I actually didn't realize I had NDTV from India still streaming in the background. Good computer they built me, I'm telling you. No problem sharing who built it. If you're in the Quad Cities, go look at BitTech Computer Solutions in Rock Island. They do hella work. In fact, they're about to upgrade this for me. So, yeah. They built my beast here, and I love this computer. It's never let me down. All right, over here at New York Post. Pete Hegseth says troops with gender dysphoria have 30 days to leave service voluntarily. Trans is out at the DOD. Yes. And the Supreme Court said he can do it. I am all for it, and I know I've heard arguments. They had some trans person on a panel I saw today. I was at the gym. How can you say we're not ready? What didn't we pass? No, these troops are not ready. One, and I know I'm going to piss some people off here. A lot of them are not in the military because they're loyal to this country. They're not there to serve. They're not there as they give a shit. They are there because they know if they go in, because of rulings under the last administration are military, your taxpayer dollars must pay for transition surgery or all their gender meds. Yeah, that's why they're in there. Because this shit is expensive and ongoing. So they got in there just to do that. A lot of them are non-combat because there aren't at physical levels. And I don't want to hear it from this trans person that said, we passed all the physical. No, you didn't. They lowered the standards for a lot of these people. They didn't pass crap. Because think about this. If you're a male who says you're a biological male that says you're a female, what tests do they give you in the military? The girls' tests. Look it up. They do. They give you the girls' tests. So if you are a biological built male, even if you're on hormone treatments, you will pass those female tests very easily. Which is crap. Of course, I don't think the female test should be lowered. I think everybody has to pass this or you do not get to be in. That's why I don't think any male in the military should be saluting any woman. I know people go, oh my God, that's sexist. No. If you got a guy who's been in 6 tours of duty, multiple military incursions, he's drug his friends out who are injured, or he got drug out, he's had bullet holes in him, or he's got a limb off, he should not be saluting some, motor pool clerk or somebody who worked in logistics somewhere. If the women can't do full service, there's no way men in the military should be saluting them. I know I'm going to take hell for that. So we need equal, or we need to start changing some stuff. I don't like inequality. I don't like it in our day-to-day life. I'm not saying I would be happy if my wife could sign up for the draft or anything, but I don't like how women have all the rights without the downsides in our society, and women are more likely than men to vote for war because they don't care. The men go off to war. They can vote for it and send men off to get, blown up. They don't have to. Because you look at that. There's polls out there, not just polls, they did studies multiple times in multiple countries that found that women in the government are more than willing to vote to wars than the men. So I do not like that a male who's been through a bunch of crap in the military has to salute any woman who has not. I have an issue with that. Texan. Oh, yeah. Dude, that's where I was going. Texan boy. You are awake at this hour. Because that's where I was heading. Some people were looking at me sideways at the gyms. I had my earphones in. My earbuds were in. I was listening to this thing. And I was like, hey. So, yeah. Squidvard. How's it going? Squidvard. Boy, that's a tough one to say this time of morning. Women mysteriously happen to get pregnant when it's time to deploy. Yeah. They mentioned that today. That round table or whatever I was listening to. That's they said they suddenly get pregnant. Yeah. Hey, Jeff Alt, what's up, man? How you doing tonight? Skvidvard, nice coming in hot with that. But yeah, the Texan, you got there before me. That's why I do not have a problem with this at all. I am tired of lefties. I'm tired of trans people being, oh my God, how dare you now? The left had no problem. In fact, they cheered for every military person who, for getting kicked out when they wouldn't take an experimental vaccine. These were healthy people. People that panda flu wasn't affecting anyway, really. But so you are worried about your military people getting sick and not being good and being able to be deployed. Well, that's great. That makes much more sense when you boot them. How deployable are they when you boot them out of the military? Lost their rank, lost their pay, lost seniority. Thankfully, the Trump administration has put them back and given them that back. But yeah, the left was all cheering and fine when these people wouldn't take a vaccine and were booted from the military. So you know what? Screw you to every lefty, and I'm sorry, trans people. So this is not for all of you. This is the ones bitching about this. Screw you. Any trans person bitching about this, screw you. Because you cheered for healthy people that had been in the military for decades, sometimes booted out over a vaccine. What you got going on is much worse. These people are not deployable. If you're out and being deployed in a battle, how are we going to make sure we keep your meds coming to you? Are some of these refrigerated? They're hard to get. You got to take shots all the time. Sometimes there's side effects to these things. Sometimes they have to have one med to cover another med's problems. Also, trans people, sorry, it's a fact, have huge amount of mental problems. Plus, if you're taking these drugs, you have hormones all over the place. Worse than women during their happy time of the month. Can we depend on you to be dependable in a military battle situation? No. That is a fact. Sorry. And we have rules about who can serve. I can't serve in the military. God help me. I tried when I was younger. My ASVAB scores were 99 point something %. Air Force kept coming after me. Hey, you can do this. You can do this. We'll school you in this. Cool. As soon as I mentioned my lung problem, we can't. I'm like, dude, but my lungs are at this shape right now. I can pass this. Don't matter. Can't have you. So if I can't do it with my crap lungs, Jim Bob down the street with one leg can't do it, or somebody over here with MS can't do it, these people can't do it. You need routine drugs to keep yourself semi who you are. They cause biological hormone changes and mental changes from a group who already has major amount of mental problems. Your physicality is affected by these. How is anybody going to depend on you in a rough situation? So no. And once again, I go back to what I said at the beginning. Most of these people, and I'll say it, most of these people are not in there because they give a rat's ass about serving or patriotism. They are in there because the Biden administration ruled that these people in the military, if they go in and do it, your taxpayer dollars have to pay for their transition, pay for their hormone injections, all of it. That's why they're there. They are there because it costs ass and a half to do this craziness, and you're paying for it. That's why they're there. That is 100% it. They are property of the U.S. government. That's the way she goes. Yeah? Yeah. That's why I'll never join the military. Yeah. To each his own. Yeah. Let's see. If there were some guarantee that the government would never be occupied by traitors or people with foreign interests, then I'd join. Yeah. But things are too turbulent. Yeah. Vidward, you bring up a good comment. I had a friend who was in the military. Actually lived next door to me over here for a while. He actually worked at my shop for a while when he was coming up and learning about cars. And he went in the military. He was MP and everything else. He liked it. But when the Biden administration got in there and started screwing around with stuff, he finally left. He was done with it. He's like, I can't do this anymore. These, like, the insanity going on in the military was not what he was there for. And he left. His time was up and he could leave, so he did. And that's too bad, because there's a lot of people like that who have left because what the Biden administration, people crazy as we're doing in the military, doing with crazy wars. I mean, yeah, not backing the troops. So, Squidward, you're not alone in saying that. And that's pitiful. But now, under Trump, we're seeing record recruitment numbers again, because people are going, this man won't send us to a bullshit war. If we go to war, to be real. Also, he's getting things back to where the military should be. You got to pass these tests. You can be a manly man. You can be a tough drill sergeant again. The drill sergeants were told not to say mean things. What the frig is that? My God, that's crazy. Other than that, then as a last resort, financial reasons, yeah. I read a lot about military families have cut the ties. Yeah, 100% Squidward. But at least Trump's getting that back. Jeff Alt, I couldn't join because of the effects I had from Agent Orange my dad was exposed to. Wow. I did not know it wandered through the genes. Whoa. Okay, learning something new. True, it is looking much better than before. Oh, it is. I got... one friend, he's older than me. He's not going back in, but he knows younger people and friends and kids are still in, or that were in, who left. Because like my friend, I'll call him Joe, did. Joe left. Well, they know people like that, and now they are looking at going back in because Trump is offering, he's got Hegseth at them offering to bring these people back in who are booted because of COVID or left because of the COVID vax. So they are looking at going back in. And so far, it seems like most of the families are supporting it, going, yeah, this president is going to support you. Hegseth is going to support the military properly. Drill sergeants can be tough again. And we're actually idolizing strong men in the military. I'm sorry, we need strong men. I like my police and my military guys big to block the sun out, and muscles like crazy, healthy as an ox. Not my size. I'm not a big guy. I'm in pretty decent shape. I have crap lungs and screwed up joints because of the meds, but you know what? I want my cops and soldiers big and strong and healthy enough to survive and be able to help other people, like my firemen. I don't want some 110-pound girl trying to pull me out of a burning house. It will not happen. I don't want somebody in the military, some 110-pound girl. G.I. Jane is a bullshit movie. Oh, I got some friends who were in the military. One was in the Navy, one was in the Marines. And, you bring up G.I. Jane to them, they got pissed. They hated that movie. Especially the end where she's carrying out Viggo Mortensen. He's got 130, 140 pounds on her. Not a chance in hell. I'm not carrying Viggo Mortensen out probably, let alone her. So yeah, I am all for this. I'm glad, and I know I'm going to take some hell if somebody sees this, some lefty sees this. I do not think most of these trans people are in the military for the right reason. They are in just because the Biden administration says you and me have to pay for the surgeries and the meds. That's all there is to it. These people cannot maintain the readiness of a strong, healthy man or even a woman. They cannot. Even the women, boy, I don't know if you guys have heard about all the stuff in the military where the women could just say they don't feel good or they're having a bad time a month, and they don't have to continue in their basic. They can let it go take a shower. It's like, oh my Lord. Craziness. Average weight of a woman is like 170 here, bro. Yeah, but that's not a good weight, dude. I'm talking about, thin muscle mass. I'm not talking a chubbo. Because the average weight of a woman that's 170 pounds is not a strong, in-shape woman. That is a very padded woman. That is Mrs. Stay Puffed. So I'm talking about healthy weight. Trim, not rippled caterpillar abs or anything, but trim, muscled, in decent shape. bodies. I mean, come on. You could say the average weight of the average man in America then is like 250. Come on. Or 300. So, no. I'm talking about semi-in shape people, not some chubbo. Because if you see a woman that's 170, she'd better be 6 foot plus tall, easily. Probably 6'2" up. Yeah, better be. Because if not, she's going to be really wide. So, yep. If you have ADD, don't take it. Yeah, there's tons of mental illnesses. There's a lot. I can't remember the whole list. There's a crap load. ADD is one. Associative disorder, which is kind of what the trans people have. Just saying. If you are on any SSRIs, any meds to keep you brain level, to keep you kind of on the same page as the rest of us, they won't take you in the military. But these people are taking hormone injections that mess with their brain chemistry, cause a lot of changes up and down. So that's weird. And a lot of these people that are on these hormone injections and getting the transition do take SSRIs. Suddenly they're okay to do it. So yeah. Yeah, you don't want 170 pounds of Twinkies as your first responder in any emergency. Yeah. And I'm not saying there aren't some strong women that can do firefighting or even cops. But my problem is when they lower the standards for these people. When the women don't have to do the same thing. I'm sorry, she may still have to carry out the same person. She didn't get to pick and choose. Oh, okay. Now, who's in this fire over here? Is this all girls? Okay, then I'll do that fire. That's not the way it works. You go into a fire in a big building or something, you don't know who you're going to have to save. Unless that woman has passed the same tests, they shouldn't be there. There's a reason we have separate sports. Well, we used to. So yeah, 170 pounds of Twinkies. There are some girls at the gym that can out leg press me. Or outdo squats on me. Because they naturally have their muscle in their legs. Also, these are bigger girls than me. Like I said, one of them is right around 6 foot, and she is definitely a bigger girl. She probably could be a cop or fireman. But that's so rare. I can outlift, as small as I am, I can outlift girls that outweigh me by 50, 60 pounds that are in shape. So yeah, we can't be unrealistic. I just don't like the fact that I'm sure, well, it wasn't sure. I'd have to look it up. There was a study there where they were talking about, they did check, and a lot of these people were in the military just as soon as the Biden administration said, we have to pay for their transition stuff. They flowed in. They don't care about serving at all. So, we'll pay for it. 100%. Lowering the standards ruins it for exceptional women who can meet the higher standards. Yes. And it makes those women look worse because then you're looking at them going, did she get here for real? Yeah, 100%. No standards should be lowered when somebody's life is in line. Just like airline pilots. I don't want to have to get on a plane and wonder, hey, did you get here because, because your color or your gender? I don't want my doctor to have gotten his job because of DEI. I don't want to have to go when he's about to cut you open or do some surgery or just prescribing meds. You don't want to have to think, were your grades, bud? How'd you get in? No. You want to just know your doctor hit all the standards. Your pilot hit all the standards. Your cop hit all the standards to get in there. Your military people are all hitting that level to be there. Of course, I will say there are some very, very fat cops out there that I do not know how they make their running standard on that. Because I know what that used to be, and I'm like looking at some of these guys going, yo, Dunkin' Donuts, come here. There ain't no way. I can do that before you can. So, yeah. If a woman gets captured by the enemy, it's all bad. Yeah, it's worse there too. Yes. It is worse. Also, here's the thing I always mention. Men, we are hardwired from birth through millennia now to protect women. If there is a military, action going on as a mixed platoon of men and women, the men will put themselves in harm in a way they wouldn't if it was just men. Men look at men and depend on each other. That's it. Men look at women and protect them. They will do stupid shit, get themselves hurt, trying to protect the girl. Do stuff for the girl in that platoon they would not do for other men. And the women will not, sorry, except for the exceptional ones, will not be able to stand up to the rigors of what the man can. Men have more endurance, everything, more strength. We have a different mental status. A lot of women get poked too much. They have emotional issues. Men, we kind of react with pissed, which makes us good in the military. Some bullets go flying over women, they're gonna have moments of mental, emotional stuff. Men, oh no, you did not shoot that shit at me. Oh ho ho. So that's why more men play sports too. It's a thing. We like it. We are genetically wired to protect women. And that will come out bad if they mix them or if women are in active service. How about this? If we're going to let women in, one, you still have to pass the same test as men. You should. And then we never mix platoons in active duty. If we ever put women in active, women can be in their platoons, men be in theirs. Do not mix them. You cannot. Hey, study boy, what is up, my friend? But no, I just wanted to talk about this short time because I don't feel bad for them. I'm sorry. And by the way, as I mentioned before, I know 2 trans people in my life personally. One who thinks this shit is stupid. They are more conservative than me. And they think that all this shit is damaging trans people. They think this is dumb. They admit right out that they should never compete against a biological girl in anything. They admit that this is dumb. They are one of the ones that really opened my eyes to why a lot of these people were going into the military. They're going in because I have it paid for. Once they sent me some info on that, I was like, whoa, that's crap. But then the other one we don't talk about. I know their standards on politics. They know mine. We remain friends. We just don't talk about those things. So yeah. But no, I know, obviously you guys seem to agree with me. I'm glad. It's nice to have common sense coming back into the world a little bit. So these trans people could pitch a fit, whatever. No, I'm done with it. You go look at the military ads from Russia and China and other countries, and we got I was raised in a household with 2 mommies. That's ours? No wonder we had guys leaving. That's not what they wanted. I don't know what my dog is doing upstairs. Hang on a sec. I'm going to mute this just for a sec. About that. My dog, I don't know what my dog was doing upstairs, but I could hear it. So I don't know what the heck that was all about. Just popped in for a bit before I fell asleep. Sounds like you already did. How you doing, man? How you doing, Paul? Not late, but need to rest. So still not feeling good? Jeez, man. Ugh. Get better, dude. How much longer till you can get in to see a doctor there, dude? People pick on America's medical system, but man, if I got sick right here and was feeling absolute crap, I can go right down to the hospital, right to the emergency room, and I'm in. They're going to get somebody to look at me, and it'll be specialists, whatever it takes. So, national healthcare systems really do worry me. I mean, ours needs some work and improvement, but man. I hope you get better, Paul. I mean, I really do. Did you message me? I thought I saw something on my phone, but I've been having a little bit of an issue. If that was you, buddy, I'll try to look at it. But it's so short on time. All right, guys. We're going to move on to something a little more fun in a way. It's going to be slightly angering. Oh, by the way, do me a favor, guys. If you haven't, please hit thumbs up. I keep being told. I got an email from Mr. Miles. No, it wasn't Mr. Miles. That was Dan. He was like, dude, you need to tell people to give you a thumbs up. A friend of mine has another YouTube channel he does. He's like, you're not asking enough. You used to on your old channel. I'm like, okay, you're right. So please give a thumbs up. And if it's your first time here, please give me another chance and come back and check me out again. And if you like it, then subscribe. I'm not going to ask you first time. Also, I am on Rumble, and all my links are in the description for this video. So, yeah. All right, let me check Grumble real quick. Okay, here we go. All right, this is gonna close a few of these as I goes. I don't want to wander back too much. All right, this one's a little fun. Oh, this came up in my email for a look at. And I was like, what the hell? 22 reasons Gen Z men are growing more conservative according to their female peers. That's Gen Z women. And honestly, some of these are spot on. Some of them are way off, and we'll show you why we're having lowered birth rates. Less men are wanting to get married, and more men are going more to the right, while women are going more to the left. Oh, my male friends believed wholeheartedly that Democrats were going to send them to war. Gee, I wonder why they thought that. They have become warmongers. Look at the Afghanistan kerfuffle. That was Democrats. Supporting all these wars around the world. Democrats. Showing weakness. Democrats. Gee, I wonder why Gen Z men might think they might end up going to war. Not only that, it might be going to war, as we talked with the last one, about with people that may not be able to cut it. So it's a much better chance of them getting themselves ended. So yeah. So they voted for Trump, even though they thought he wasn't a good person. I'm going to bet that's her that thought it wasn't a good person. Michaela Bramwell. She does get some of these right. I will say, right here, she does. We recently asked Gen Z women from both sides of the political aisle to share their views on conservatism growing in popularity among their male peers. It's also growing in popularity among the female of Gen Z to a point. Not near as much among the men. Male peers, their points of view on why this shift is occurring were wide-ranging. Here's what they had to say. I'm a Gen Z teen who lives in a very small southern town, meaning I get to experience and see the young men who dedicate their lives to Trump. Right off, and yes, I'm reading it with that tone of voice for a reason, because I've read this and this crap pissed me off. You missed. Dedicate their lives to Trump. I believe they are shifting more towards the right side because it's still giving them a chance to be in control. Oh, for the love of all the gods you can think of. In the name of Zeus's butthole, that is not why men are voting for Trump. The not wanting to get ended in a bullshit war. The not bringing illegal aliens here and taking away from these guys who would someday like to maybe have a good job and family and house. Also, how about just the very fact that they look at conservative younger people are moving to the right because they want to own a house someday. The left has done nothing but make it more, make everything more expensive and less affordable. And made it so a lot of younger people may never own a house now. Maybe that's why. But to be in control. Shut up. Oh. I'm sorry. When we're these white Gen Z men, we know it's white, what they're talking about there. But they say just Gen Z to cover their butt. But when were they always in charge? These are young people. She's acting like these are people from the 1930s and 40s, which, by the way, during those times, women were happier than they are now. Clear from up to the 1980s, women were much happier than they have been the last couple decades. Wonder why? Maybe we're geared different to have different wants and needs. Trump is a businessman. So are most of his mutuals. Men love business. Seeing these male business leaders supporting Trump and the right values helps them decide. Okay. Most left-side campaigners in the last election were famous people that only women and the gay people liked. I'm sorry if this hurt your feelings, but men value the original male values, which built not only this civilization, but almost every civilization. To quote a great TV show, all the advancements in technology throughout history of time were just so men can get a better look at women's butts. And if you know that show, oh, I'm going to be surprised. I could give you a person, but I'm going to wait. But that all the technology, yep, to get a better look at women's butts. It's a fact. Hey, guess what? Heterosexuality, keeping the human race alive since, well, ever. All right. Let me see here. My boyfriend's very right-leaning. However, a lot of his friends feel that the current way political and social discourse is going, there's a lot of focus on uplifting marginalized voices, and at times this can make them feel like their perspectives are being overlooked. They are. They are openly saying that, well, marginalized means they're going by race, and they're going by this gender stuff. They are. Because they're told, oh, you're a straight male, you're bad. You're a white male, you're horrible. You're racist, misogynist. Of course they feel like this because it's a fact we can see. The left has been openly saying it. If you are white, a white male, you are born racist, evil, hating women, everything according to them. So it's not a feeling, it's a fact. They feel like their voices, especially as white, straight men, are often stereotyped. Yeah, when you say they're born racist. White apologies, all this other crap. Yeah, so. Hey, okay, it ain't just Dems and Libs that have destroyed the American dream. It's the Republic. Oh, I know that, 100%. I'm not either party. I call myself a centrist with a slight conservative leaning. And there's been times in the past where I have totally crapped on Republicans. Hell, I do just now. I was hating on the first part of my stream about all the people, the Republicans, who couldn't even go with Trump's, district prosecutor, district attorney in D.C. Oh, no, because they got to stand in his way and do nothing. And I said, as crazy as Democrats are, evil as you think they are, you got to have one bit of respect for them. They get shit done when they have power. Republicans, when they have power, flaccid, lazy, do-nothings. What are they doing right now for Trump? Trump has a mandate. They have all the power the Republicans do. Are they doing anything? No. Are they passing laws to codify the stuff as Trump is doing? Are they helping pass laws to get more done? Nope. So I agree, but I am going to put more animus on the Democrat Party right now because for the last few decades, they've gone knucking futs. The last 10 years especially. But also you got to look at our country. 16 of the last, 20 years? We've been, or 12 of the last 16 years, I think it is. It was Democrats mostly in charge of our government. So, while I agree, I think they've destroyed it differently in different ways. The Texan, I would say Democrats have destroyed the American dream by the shit they do. Republicans have destroyed the American dream some by the shit they don't do. Yeah. And while the Republicans have been destructive, I think their shit not doing is less destructive than the shit the Democrats have been doing. I tell you what, the Republicans could adopt a little bit of Democrat chutzpah or balls. Something. Do something. I call them Republicans for a reason, because they can't pull their heads out of their ass and do anything. All right, let's move on here. Number 3, so many males are angry and want something to blame. Fox News has told conservatives if they're not sex gods with $100 million in the bank and abs of steel, it's because immigrants, welfare, feminism, liberals, etc. Well, I don't remember Fox News ever saying sex gods and $100 million in the bank. And I don't think I've ever heard abs of steel. But hey, working out is good for you. It is because of illegal immigrants, not immigrants, illegal immigrants, that their taxpayer dollars, mine and yours, goes to them. Welfare, yeah, taxpayer dollars going there. I don't mind this welfare for our people that deserve it. I get it. Feminism, you look at a lot of the feminist stuff. A lot of the feminists say, well, unless a guy is 6'2" and is making $500,000 plus a year, I won't even date him. Do you know what percentage of men that is? I'll tell you what, you want something that'll kind of throw you a little bit, but it's worth watching. Not all the time, but a lot of times. The Whatever podcast. When Andrew Wilson is in there debating these women, you hear some of the questions and what they expect. And one of his best questions is, he asks these women what the man must bring to the table. But then he asks them, turns it on them and goes, what are you bringing to the table? Well, me. But no, what are you bringing to the table? What are you going to do for him that makes him want to be with you? Well, I have my own money and I make my own. That don't matter. Guys don't want that. Men want a woman who wants a family. And a lot of these women are told to be girl bosses now. So, yeah, a lot of the guys are turned off by it. Men don't want to marry another man, most of them. But immigrants, yeah. We are supporting too many people in this country with our taxpayer dollars. The middle class is, where the middle class has lost so much money they can't afford to have kids, even if they do get married. Who can have kids? The welfare people and the illegal immigrants. Because our government, our taxpayer dollars support them fully. Yet the poor middle class, that is the backbone of this country, can't afford to have kids because everything is getting taken away from them. They don't get to own houses. They don't get to keep any of their money. Not enough to pay for kids. They're over that line where, oh, you make too much to get any help. But hey, if you're an illegal alien, here's $3,000 to $8,000 on a debit card every month. Plus you get free medical. Plus we're going to pay your rent in a 4-star hotel. Give you all your food. By the way, here's a cell phone plan. And they wonder why Americans aren't having as many kids. Gee, I wonder. Stop screwing them over. So this is bullshit here. What do you mean? It's not bullshit. This is just real. This is a real thing. And the very fact that they like to blow it off says a lot. I'm a high schooler girl, and if I notice a majority of boys in my generation are leaning conservative. I honestly don't blame them. The other side seems to hate them. Da-ding! That girl makes sense. That girl has her eyes open. That girl will be married and have kids and a family someday and be much happier than these other girls. Yes, seems to hate them. She's a little off of that. They openly say it. They've done nothing but crap on masculinity, which is funny because I never thought of myself as the manly man. Yeah, I've been a 30-year mechanic. I like my cars. I like certain things. Never the biggest sports fan, though, but unless I'm playing it. But, yeah, these lefty guys make me feel like He-Man. Seriously, they make me feel like Brave Star. Yeah, I love this old cartoon. That's me. But yeah, this is stupid. They do hate men. They've done nothing but call men misogynists and, was that toxic masculinity? I'm sorry, masculinity is what makes the world go round and built everything out there. All right, 5, humor is often taken too far. Dark humor is becoming a trend, especially among young men. No, that's just called jokes. We all used to have a sense of humor. I grew up with friends of all races, genders, and nobody had a problem with telling a race joke or a gender joke. Everybody just laughed together. Sometimes we go, oh, ow, or damn, that one hurt, or something. But then we turn it right back. I can tell you about what you call, I can tell you jokes that might piss people off now. I mean, what's a great line at a pickup bar? Or a pickup line at a gay bar? Can I pull your stool out for you? Or push it? No, sorry. And I can't even get it right now. Can I push your stool in for you? Ew. So, but there's a lot of these jokes. Gay jokes, straight jokes, black jokes, white jokes, Hispanic jokes. Didn't matter. Gender jokes. Didn't matter. It's not dark humor. We just used to have a sense of humor. Imagine how people today would think of George Carlin. Today, George Carlin would be considered far right, even though he was kind of a traditional lefty. So imagine that crap. Even, I like this, they admit, and even I find it funny from time to time, there has to be a limit. No. Free speech. Free speech is supposed to be absolute. If you don't like the joke, walk away. How about this? Not every joke is for you. Even back in the day, sometimes we'd get offended at a joke, but we didn't say anything because, well, for all we know, we're going to say something that offends them in a day or so. We all understood that. Now everybody's like, oh my God, I can't be offended. I have a right not to be offended, don't I? No. Look your rights up. You do not have a right to not be offended. Friggin' everybody gets a trophy. God dang generation. The words hurt generation. A middle or high school boy who makes jokes about women belonging in the kitchen may very well be being a misogynist later in life. Or he just making a joke. Those jokes have been around since before I was a kid. Anybody ever see All in the Family? Everybody see Archie Bunker? The Jeffersons? Those are two of the most popular shows on TV in the 70s. Jeffersons and All in the Family. Boy, imagine those shows being on TV today. Good luck. There are no major... I would say if you guys want to read all these, go to BuzzFeed.com and look it up right... here it is. 22. Is the chat up? I think I can share it in the chat. If you guys want it, let me know, as I will put it in the chat. If you want it. There we go. The chat is working. Okay. All right, so let's head back down here. I'm going to try to get through these a little faster, guys. I'm sorry. There are no major left-leaning podcasts, YouTube channels, or social media pages. Actually, there are some biggies. Yes. The current loneliness epidemic is having younger generations often only finding social solace online. Conservative right-wing social media, podcasts, YouTube videos, and news channels are dominating the younger male audience because the men want to go there, because the men feel welcome, because they go to any lefty ones and all they do is get shit on. Again, back to up here. Right here. That's why men don't watch a lot of lefty shit, because all they do is get crapped on. And by the way, you did have a big lefty podcast. The biggest in the world at one time, the Joe Rogan podcast. You shit on him, lied about him, and pushed him away. What about Russell Brand? He's a lefty libertarian. Huge. They crapped on him as soon as they disagreed with him in any way. That's the problem. There are big ones. You got idiots like Harry Sisson and the Krasensteins, and you got, I can't remember the little troll dude. There's a bunch of them, but yeah, they're not as big or prevalent because nobody wants to be around them. So yeah, that's your own fault. You shoved everybody away from your side. I think Trump makes guys feel powerful. And what's wrong with that? The left only makes men feel weak. See number 4. Again. That's the problem. See number 4. Makes men feel powerful while men have been beat down and told they're crap and need to be more feminine. Well, that works great. No woman, even a lefty, respects or wants to be with a femme guy. That's why the lefties get cheated on so much. Because they say they want the femme to like nice guy, but then they can't stand it internally. Their own genetics kicks in and they go find the other guy or get knocked up by the other guy, then expect the femme dude to take care of some other guy's kid. They don't respect the femme guys either. Don't be toxic. Be an ally. And then they don't want to be with them. So that's screwing up a lot of guys, because these guys go and do what these women say and become this, and then they're like, Jesus, why am I not getting any women? Why am I alone? Because they don't want to be with you. uh, feel powerful and sexually dominant by putting women back in their place in society. We all have a place. What's wrong with that? Men and women work together. What other avenues do young men in society have in society to feel powerful? Well, sure ain't on the left. Why can't men feel powerful? The very fact that they whine about men feeling powerful is a problem. All right. Social and emotional issues are on the rise, including subjects like LGBTQ plus A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I can't even keep up with all the acronyms, letters and symbols I've added onto it. Rights, women's rights, racial equality, and more. While these issues are important, and some men will agree they are important, they do not understand their role. Yeah, because once again, see number 4. Number 4 takes care of most of these. Yeah, the other side seems to hate them. All they're told is sit down, shut up, you're wrong, you're a misogynist, you hate gay people, you hate women. That's the problem. If you don't agree with every little bit of their side, that's it. So, yeah. They often think anyone can do what they want to, why should I care? Yeah. As a mom of an 11-year-old boy, it's hard to go against what they see online, like women in gyms yelling at men for looking at them and that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's stupid. People doing that crap, going to the gym, filming themselves and making up that men are ogling them. Or saying, ow, men can't call me on the streets and whistle, do wolf whistles at me. How dare. But then these same women are going, why is anybody dating me? Because you're a cold bitch. Sorry. There are women now who will say, ow, oh my God, this guy came up and asked me on a date or asked my phone number. Oh, the horror. Don't come near me. How dare you? But then they wonder why they're alone and they're 35, 40 years old. Because of that shit. So yeah, as a mom of an 11-year-old boy, yeah, you should be horrified about how your boy's being treated. This is all why the left is losing men. My ex-boyfriend fell down a TikTok rabbit hole of anti-woman content. Where guys preach that women should stop being independent and go back to worshiping men. I've rarely seen anything like that. Have you guys seen anything like that? I mean, the closest you can say is what, Andrew Tate. But have you guys seen, oh my God, you should never be independent. You should rely on the man for everything and worship us. I have not seen that crap. And I spend a lot of time going around looking and reading stuff. It's wild how many Gen Z guys are buying into these flashy, toxic narratives, blaming women for everything. The women are blaming the men for everything. That right there is lack of self-awareness. You are blaming the men for everything. But then you're going, good grief. Relationships should be about respect. Yeah, both ways. Women do not think they need to respect men. They will say, men need to respect me. Then you go, well, you respect them, right? Well, no. Yeah. That's why they're leaving. My wife respects me. I respect her. We have gender roles. She's not exactly what I'd call a total trad wife or anything, but we have roles. We both understand yin and yang. These people don't want to. Outdated roles. Honestly, it's just sad, but hey, that's why he's an ex. Huh. They say that's why she's an ex. This is why men don't want to date you. You're toxic. They'd rather be, well, I'm sorry, but they'd rather be keeping all their money, having fun, doing stuff with the guys, having cool cars, nice house, taking trips, and if they have to, watching Pornhub. Because you are so toxic to be around. My male friends believed wholeheartedly Democrats were going to send them to war. Yes. Yes. We already talked about that one. From the outside view, straight white males get the worst deal in current society. Yes. Those guys can't win. They are told they are 100% racist, misogynist, transphobic. They're told that they're a more unsafe option than compared to a bear. Yes. Have you guys heard that one? Who would you rather be stranded in the woods with? A man or a bear? And a lot of these idiot women go, well, a bear, of course. And you're going, duh, fuck. Because at least the bear, I know what his motivations are, what he'll do. I never know what a man may do. Well, that's great. You will not be wondering after the bear has ripped you to bits and you're all over the ground. Or when he's using some quilted northern on you later. That is stupid. Gee, I wonder why men wouldn't want to be around these really amazing women. Good God. I think more young men are voting conservative because they feel that society has labeled them toxic for long enough. Boy, there sounds like we're repeating here a little, doesn't it? They want a party of respect and value, not just women and non-binary, but also men. Yes. How about just a party that likes straight people? Men and women alike. I mean, I don't like the whole cis crap. That's a slur for straight people. Stupid. Men are shifting right because modern feminism isn't about equality anymore. It's about who has more power. 100%. 100%. Men don't want to marry another man. Men don't want to marry a girl boss. Men don't want to marry somebody who's going to make their life tougher and compete with them when they come home from a long day and pick at them. They don't want that. They don't want to play one-upmanship with their wife. After having conversations with my moderate guy friends, I feel like they don't care about stuff unless it directly affects them. Well, that's the way most people are. So when talking about liberal policies, they don't see the personal benefit. But with conservative policies, they see more of a personal gain, so they vote for the conservatives. Yes, because conservatives tell you you can do good. Grasshopper and the ant. Liberals idolize the grasshopper. Conservatives idolize the ant. And the Texan, I'm still not saying that Republicans are all good. I'm just picking a side on the differences and the problems here. They are losing the feeling of being the big, strong hero and feel plain just old equal. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. They feel less than because as they said up here, they're beat down. So stupid. I think the Democratic Party has made, they're repeating some of these. Some of these you could combine. You know? It's like how the 12 Commandments probably used to be 40, and they said, these are all in one thing. But they come together. The Democrat Party has made cis-het men, it's a slur. How about just standard straight men feel alienated by not caring about any issues that really pertain to them? No, they don't. The issues that seem to matter to most of the left are social issues that impact minority communities. No, they can impact everybody but men, and the only time they impact men is in a bad way. Vilifying alien men, good again. I had an ex-boyfriend tell me that he struggled in relationships because he wasn't the more successful one. There's a narrative that historically men have been the more traditionally, not narrative, it's been a thing. And men, once again, if they're competing with their woman in making money in their careers, rarely will that woman be wanting a family. A lot of men want children, which is crazy that we look at a time where more men want to have families and children and have that connection than women. Women are genetically disposed to it. But right now, more men want it. That is scary. America was built on the backs of men who are now supposed to be ashamed of themselves for just being men. Fact. The left tries to fit everyone in some little box labeled with toxic names, and young men are sick of it. Yes. I, as the oldest part of Gen Z, turning 28 this year, believe the rise of conservative views amongst Gen Z men is due to the fact that men, particularly white men, may feel overlooked. Not overlooked, as we said above, browbeat, picked on, called names, told they're bad from birth. I was born in 2000. My husband was born in 1998. From what we've seen, a lot of young men have realized that women are not dependent on men anymore. You don't have to be dependent. Just don't play these little games where we compete. And then browbeat a man if you do make more. They see that women can have a career, live on their own, and get old and then not be able to have kids. Men want the families. And finally, we're living in a time where women, trans, and non-binary people are taking up positions of power more than ever before. Too much. Per capita. Before feeling more comfortable breaking traditional gender norms. As in telling men, we don't need you. we don't like you, we don't want you. So yeah, they got some of them right, but some of them are just nutso. So yeah, I believe some of that's just nuts. So that's just what I think. But let me do this real quick. I will do this. Actually, I will do that. Okay. Because I got to do this, because if I go over here... Okay, I'll puff me up real quick. And I will go and grab this and put it in the chat just in case anybody does want to see it. And go read through the rest yourself and call balls and strikes as you feel. Let me see here. Okay. And paste. There you go. It's in the YouTube chat. I did not put it in the Rumble chat. But yeah, it's in there. So, let's go and wander back here. Boom and boom. We're done with that. All right, we're going to wander into the happier portion of the evening, everybody. Oops, that was the wrong button. I don't know what I just hit. Is everything still going? Because I was not supposed to hit that key. All right, it says it's still going. All right. Wow. Let's not do that. Huh. I missed. There we go. Woo! Hotkeys can be your friend. They can also really mess you up if you hit the wrong one. Didn't know what I did there. All right, let's head on over here. Little craziness and we'll be out of here, guys. Thank you very much for stopping in and spending any of your time. Meet Marissa Rothenberger, a 6-foot-tall biological male pitcher pretending to be a biological female. And yes, I'm using code words because I'm on YouTube. Who has been dominating biological girls' high school softball in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Girls only hit 12% of this person's pitches. And this person has only allowed a single hit in a recent game. Even announcers acknowledge the physical advantage despite also pretending this person is not who they actually are. This person is a cheater. Keep them out of their wrong sports. Yes. And I'm also going to give a little crap to the people on this person's team. How dare you? You know you're cheating. You are cheating having this person on your team. That is cheating. And you know you're cheating. So, yeah. Nope, double nope. Can we start a give, send, go for ICE to make sure these people get deported? That's Tim Pool. I'm going to give Tim a little bit of heart for that. Georgia college student faces deportation after running red light. Police discovered her entire family is living in the U.S. for years. And now they want to deport them all. Yes. Yes, because what American did they displace? I do not like it. Go away. Oh, I don't even want to talk about that. I saw that on my feed. And, I can't do that. I can't even talk about that stuff. All right, let's go over here, and we're going to go to... Oh, do I want to discuss that or not? Ugh. Let's just say a certain part of our society needs to fix themselves. And we'll back away for now. All right, I had to laugh at this one. Harry really loved Joe Biden. Harry Sisson. I begged President Biden to keep pushing forward. I begged him not to pull out. I feel empty now. Yeah. That just sounds... I don't know, I think Harry's a little old for Joe, though, right? All right, let's see here. Is that just my bookmarks? No, it isn't. But let's go to bookmarks. We're going to look at some Pope Leo stuff here in a little bit. I already looked at that. I can't go through that anymore. We did that. All right, we're going to head into Pope Leo, guys. Some of the Pope Leo memes are dead worth it, so thank you very much for hanging out. We're going to be out of here in a minute. How long am I going right now? I was trying to go 2, but... Okay, I'm going to be under 2. Okay, yay! I don't know why they had to do this. Him, Pope Leo the 14th in sunglasses wrapped in American flag. His papal garment says he will not be distracted by issues facing Americans. Says it'll be in every person's Pope, but it's still a funny picture. I like this one. Okay, first American Pope, let's go! That is hilarious. Doing the brim fire. What do you guys think? Are you happy we have the American Pope, or do you think it's a little weird right now? You know, about it weird is, right after America says we're going to start getting our companies moving all their production stuff or some of their stuff from China to India if we're going to do anything foreign. Suddenly, Pakistan and India have a kerfuffle. Weird coincidence. But a lot of people are saying that they took this Pope in. He's not one that was originally in contention. They did it just as an F with the Trump administration so he can go and try to turn Catholics against him. So we'll see how that goes. I like this one. What is wrong with you people? Pope Leo was born in Chicago. He still calls it the Sears Tower. So do I. He doesn't put ketchup on his hot dogs. Most importantly, he will bless the White Sox and Bears. I like that. Pope Chicago. Just nice one. Just trying to end a little happier night. Da prayers. I like that. God, about the Bears. I like his outfit. Very nice. Very nice. I'm not even sure you guys are still awake. If any of you are still awake, please feel free to chime in. Da Pope. I like all the guys look almost exactly the same. I don't want to talk. Oh, this guy, Robert Reich. I don't know if we want to talk about him. Everybody is dragging him over the coals for this. There are a few idiots on there going, yeah, because the evil Cheeto Nazi man. Of course, we have an evil Cheeto guy in the office and all his other co-conspirator Nazi friends. Shut up. A lot of people are going, if they were illegal, they should be arrested. So, how great would it have been if Pope Leo, in his first appearance on the Vatican balcony, just went, "Da Bears," then walked away? That would have been fun. Pope Leo the Lion. Tariffs are working so well, even the Pope is now made in America. Oh, I love that. That was a good one. Holy crap. Hey, Connie. How you doing, hon? I'm probably going to be off here in about 10 minutes, but welcome. I hope you're doing well. I think everybody else fell asleep on me, Connie. I am up late. But yeah, I did love this. Oh, you just woke up. My God, it's, what, 2:50 for you? You're mountain time, right? So it's like 2:50 for you. Wow. You keep crazy hours like I do. Dang, hon. But I did like this one. Pope Leo the Lion. Tariffs are working so well, even the Pope is now made in America. Yep, and double yep. I did like the joke on this one. There's on the picture so much. It's fitting the Pope goes by Leo, considering him and DiCaprio only sleep with people who aren't old enough to drink. Ouch. Ouch. Choosing to believe new Pope picked Leo as a Seinfeld reference. Ha 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 ha. I did like this one. Now he's Pope Leo. Whatever you need, Leo gets. Get it? That was a good. I liked his character was pretty good though. Leo gets. That was pretty good. Best Lethal Weapon movies. There's only the two best ones, 1 and 2. I think 2 might have been better than 1. I really think so. Went shopping today. It's a drive. We live in the country. I grew up in the country, so I understand it. Now I live in town, but I grew up in the country, so I get it. I know it's annoying to make the Pope about American politics and everything, but this is Pope Leo's most recent tweet. We're so effing back. Let's see, what's his recent tweet? As Trump and Bukele use Oval to laugh at feds. Illicit deportation of U.S. resident. Wants to document. Do you not see the suffering your conscience has served? I don't know. I'm not sure what that's trying to say, but okay. I don't know why I bookmarked that one. Must be a lefty that just thinks he's going to go after Trump. I think that's what it was. I did like this one. This is kind of cool. Leo the 14th. That's kind of a cool picture, really. Kind of worries me that all the rest look like zombies around him, though, and are trying to get him. Not sure I understand that one. Yes, love Lethal Weapon. Oh. Remember, Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. Everybody knows Die Hard 1 is, and actually Die Hard 2. Both Christmas movies. Really, the actual writer said it is a Christmas movie. Now, Lethal Weapon, a lot of people forget about it. Christmas movie. Should warm your heart to have good Christmas song, movies during that time of year. So remember, Christmas, you watch Christmas Carol, pick your favorite version. You watch Die Hard, you watch Lethal Weapon. There you go. You're welcome. That's Christmas. Maybe put Christmas Carol in the middle. Break it up a little. I don't know about that. Oh, that was kind of funny right there. Just heard the new Pope is Lil Leo from Chicago. He wants all the smoke. Woof. But I think that's the last one I've got for tonight. As I always do, I always get on my bookmarks, go back to home, and see if anything happened while I've been on. What's your answer? Women, be brutally honest. What makes a man instantly unattractive? Saying he's a male feminist would be my thought. My wife, every time she hears somebody or sees somebody in my feeds when I'm going through stuff say that, she twitches a little. She's like, that is, no. She's like, leave it to women to be feminist. No. Men be masculine, women be feminist. That's it. Amy Klobuchar, I don't want to talk about her. Still think they're still after this cop. Poor cop. Yeah, Mel Gibson. News, I mean, it's not Mel Gibson, but Democrats are calling for this DHS officer to be fired for smoking a cigar following a national immigration raid. I thought it was funny. That was from days ago. First American Pope says he's a commie. Salty Cracker says he's a commie. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Connie. I never... Any time. If people stop by, spend 5 minutes on my crazy butt, I'm happy camper. I just wish the people on Rumble would talk more. But yeah, he's a commie. I've been hearing that. I've been hearing he's very lefty, which some of my Catholic friends are already saying they are not looking forward to him as Pope because they didn't even like the last one. Actually, I don't think they liked the last two. Was the last one that was kind of a young Nazi? A little worrisome. Jasmine, we're not going to do tonight. I can't handle it. Normal people in Berlin have had enough. That is good. Yeah, get out of the streets. It's horrible the cops protect them, too. See, that's it. The cops are protecting these idiots. What is this crap? Germany is dumb. Europe is dumb. I mean, my God. Screw everybody's rights, everybody trying to go about their lives. You're going to let a few dumbasses stop everybody. And these cops are stopping these people. Any cop that does this, Polizei, you are useless. That cop is going to grab her, but not move these guys. You're an idiot cop. Idiots got their hands glued. I just pull. Just pull. I don't want to talk about Patel right now. I want to see what he's going to do. There was a statement come up by him today I didn't much care for, but we'll see. I'm giving him benefit of the doubt. They were just saying it to not get an argument today. I don't see anything really fresh we need to talk about. Okay. All right, so I'm going to head back here. Going to say a quick good night. We're probably going to be out of here. Boop. All right. Ooh, even my screensaver gave up. That's a sign. When the screensaver gives up, that's it. All right, guys. Well, I thank you very much for stopping in. I know I'm trying to keep it right around. I'm trying to cut myself back. For a while, I was going like 3 hours or so. I'm trying to keep it right between an hour and a half and 2 hours. I am just about to hit 2 hours. Kind of a neat coincidence. I hope I gave you enough to look at tonight. I tried to cover a bunch of topics tonight. If you missed anything, please feel free to go back and watch from the beginning. I will also ask, since I keep getting told I don't ask enough, please hit thumbs up on the stream. If you like the channel at all, check me out twice. Then if I've done enough, then maybe give me a subscribe. All my links are in the description for the video. You can find me on Lyons Den WS6 on Rumble, on X, and Lyons Den WS6 at gmail.com, where you can send me any topics you would like me to discuss, questions, stuff like that. And other than that, I do appreciate any of your time. Connie, good morning, hun. I hope you're feeling good. Study boy, if you fell asleep, bud, I hope you're feeling better. The Texan, thank you very much, man. Jeff Alt. And, I lost you. I got to look at you before I say your name, buddy. Skvidvard. Thank you very much. And to the lurkers that were in the background, thank you for even if you weren't saying anything, stopping in and trying to watch my craziness. I am tired. I'm going to go and do a breathing treatment and go get some sleep. And go help my dad out tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Connie, have a good morning, hun. I don't know if you're up for good or just up for getting something to eat or drink. Skvidvard. Oh, hey, man. Cool. Have a good night, my friend. Thank you very much. And you came in with some great comments and insight. I appreciate that. Yes, like that Connie said, yes, thank you to the lurkers. And I don't know. I'm going to ask you guys, because I'm trying to find I have a problem with the scheduling right now between helping my family and everything and my health and other things going on. What times do you guys think work good? I mean, I know this is a little later than I wanted to be. I wanted to be a couple hours, hour and a half before this. I wanted to come on around 11 p.m. I'm going to ask you guys, what are good times for you for me to do a red eye stream? I like 11. Is what I would like to aim for. But what do you guys think? I mean, give it to me in Central Time, because my brain has enough problems. But if this is kind of too late, do you think I should move it back to like 11 p.m. Central or midnight Central and do a couple hours? I'm just trying to find what works for especially the people that show up on my streams. 11 is okay, so, okay. Well, there's one. Other than that, if anybody sees this later, comment below. What is a good time? If you're out of the country especially, let me know when you're given a time, because I'm not sure what that is. 11 your time, so that'd be midnight my time, okay. Yeah, 11 to midnight-ish is where I'd kind of like to get it to start, that starting time. Because, man, I'm telling you, these 2 to 4 a.m. things is getting a little rough, but with my schedule lately, it's been hard not to hit it. Okay. Like I always tell people, the best thing to do sometimes is, I don't know, not a lot of people have X, but if you do have X, if you subscribe to my channel there and have your notifications on, the one thing X is good at is notifying people. So is Rumble. Rumble is great at notifications. God, I get... Out of my subscriptions on Rumble, I don't subscribe to as many people on Rumble as I do YouTube, but I get more Rumble notifications. I do. Rumble's good at it. All right, Connie, I'll see what I can do. If I can get myself leveled out with my family problems and everything else going on, I mean, and a couple other things. I got a friend's vehicle I'm supposed to be looking up codes on tonight, but that ain't going to happen until I get up. All right, well, thank you very much, Skvidvard. Thank you very much for being there still. And I am going to hippity-hop out of here. I may have another one yet later this evening or today. We'll see how it goes. See how long I have to be out to help my dad. All right, guys, I know I have a hard time saying goodbye, but I appreciate you hanging out, and I will talk to you later. Thank you very much.